Hey guys, what's up? This is Eric and Sean with OzoneTCG. Today we're taking a look at a Pendulum Magician FTK in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Before we get into the profile, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more future Master Duel content. Sean, let's take a look at this profile.
Alright, so this is my Pendulum Magician FTK deck. If you guys have played Magicians when Electromite was legal, I think during YCS Atlanta, you've seen the Pendulum Magician FTK a while back. It involved you summoning Supreme King Dragon Starving Venom and copying the effect of Independent Nightgale to inflict burn damage for exec lethal. This can do that, but it's a little bit better now because during the time that existed, Verte was not a card, so that means that you always had to either use Gate 0 and the other gate to search for instant fusion in order to make this card. But now, all you need to do is just put 6 monsters on board, 4 of them being Dark Pendulum Monsters to make 2 of these, and then the other 2 make Verte, and that makes this. So the combo's got a lot more consistent now, I will say. I mean, I could just get into the ratios real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I'm missing a few cards, but outside that, like, all you need to do is just put, like I said, 6 monsters on field. It's the easiest thing ever. I have these 2 just to deal with various different outs. Like, I know Eldritch and Floodgates are really popular right now, which is why I like these cards. This is for Hulk. Everyone knows the combo, where you just Hulk summon this card, make Celine, then make Appaloosa. I do not own a third backseat, but I would play that if I had it. This card's just obviously a god card.
Fair enough.
We'll skip that for now. Astrograph and Chronograph are 2 cards that are really important for the deck. This card combos really well with Electromite, where you just put in the extra deck, pop a card, add an Astrograph, and then summon it, and then search the card you added. Plus drawing a card. There's a reason this card was banned at the time, but I honestly think it could come back. Chronograph is at 1, and I think that's because the OCG has it at 1.
Yep.
This card is just like Astrograph, except for a little bit, like, worse, since it doesn't give you the card advantage, but it does put an extra body on the field. It not being at 3 means that this will come up more where you see the Time Gazer more than you see the Chronograph sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Ash Blossom is another card. You can honestly cut this for 3 more Pendulum related cards, because you are playing Pendulum, meaning you want your entire hand to be full of Pendulum cards.
Okay.
Wisdom Eye is next. This card is just basically Rhoda for any of the Magician Pendulum skills. It combos with any other skill in the deck. The only card it doesn't play well with is Pendulum Call. But Pendulum Call is a free, well, not free, but it combos really well with Dark Worm, and it's also searching for 2 to make your combo even more consistent. This card's at 3 in this game. I think Joker is at 2 currently in the current format, I want to say.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, TCG Advanced format, Joker is that too still.
Yeah, this is your main starter. You want to see this card and normal summon it. It gets you Harmonizing, and Harmonizing is probably the best card in the deck that's not named Astrograph. This card puts another monster on field, so just having this alone reduces the requirements for having another monster for this. Meaning just 1 Harmonizing equals 1 Starving Venom, which is good. That means you just need to put 5 other monsters on the field then. Or 4, sorry. Other monsters on the field. Double Iris is at 1. I believe this is an OCG hit also. This card can come to 3 with no problems, but until that point you play as many as you can, because these 2 are both really good cards.
Yeah, in case
Dark
you lose the FTK to something like Valor or anything else like that, then at least you have your follow-up with Time Pendulum Graph.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that, actually, because in the situation you don't want to FTK, you could just play like regular Pendulum. Like, as you can see, the only FTK related card in this entire 40 card deck is just this.
Right.
And this card, you don't even need to make it or use it half the time. Like, if you banish it off Desires, it does not matter. You can just fill a board of negates if you wanted to.
Right.
That's just the beauty of this deck. You just low committal FTKs. It's just like, if they don't have hand traps, you can just go for it. Sometimes you can make a negate before you go for the combo, and it's still just enough. Besides that, we have Black Fang, Double Purple Poison. I don't know if I want to play this more than once sometimes. Its card is kind of not that good. You just really summon it off Harmonizing, but it is a Dark Pendulum monster, so it's kind of worth the inclusion. Dark Worm's only at 1, unfortunately. I think that's an OCG hit also.
Yep.
But this card is just still really good because Electromite's in the game, so fielding a Pendulum monster before you actually get to play is very good before you normal summon. I think if I can change things more, I'd play the Abyss Actor card, which is a Dark Pendulum monster. Where is it? Curtain Raiser?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I think that card is really good. It's a Dark Pendulum monster. You can make Electromite beforehand, so it reduces the requirements a little bit. Outside that, we have Celestial Magician, which is basically Mini Zark. I think this card is pretty good in this version, but I noticed that I don't like it as much as I do in current because Baroness is in card, which I guess I can cycle back to this card. This card is a 3 of in current Pendulum because just seeing this card or being able to summon enough Harmonizing means that you make Baroness to beat Nibiru. But unfortunately, Baroness isn't in the game, so this card's impact is a little less. You play 2 because you don't want it to get banished by Desires. This card is just like Time Gazer, where it's a Garnet for Estrograph. I don't know whether or not you actually have to play this. I don't think you do. But it's still just a nice option if you want Astrograph to be a starter card.
Yeah, especially I remember back in the day when Astrograph was at 3 in the TCG Advanced format, you definitely play 3 Astrograph and 1 Stargazer and one Time Gazer.
Just to do it. If this card came at 3, this is auto include for sure.
Yep.
Zhangeki, I think that's how you pronounce this card.
Shanka.
This card is just basically imperm for light monsters. You really care about the level more than you care about the effect. It's a magician level 7, so it like if you see either him or Astrograph, in addition to harmonizing, that means that you have an odd-eyes absolute dragon play to make Vortex. I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Gate 0 is the Garnet you add off of Darkworm. The card's decent to summon too, because it doesn't affect the summon from extra deck. I don't really use it that much, but it's just the note to pop. It's another way to pop double Iris, basically. Foolish Dumps Darkworm, that's, everyone knows that. Instant Fusions for the FTK, and then Desires, this is a Pendulum deck, so you kind of want to play cards that give you more cards in hand. Next up is the extra deck, and this is the FTK Ennobler. You just have to play this. Vortex is the negate that you summon off Absolute. This is usual bread and butter for Pendulum. 2 Starving Venoms, this is for the FTK, and then this card is ridiculous because not only if you don't use it for the FTK, you can use it for something else like Vortex or what's it called? Or Electrovite to get more cards. Something I found really funny that I learned the hard way was that you can't use this to copy Appaloosa, because if you do, it'll just blow itself up. Because apparently Appaloosa's first line is you can only control 1.
Oh, yeah.
I just found that really funny. Outside that, we have Supreme. This one's cuttable, but it's Rogeki, basically, that deal with any board. Also inflicts damage, so... in combination with this one also, for some reason, makes everything deal piercing. I don't know why it does that, but that's just something to note. Savage, of course, because you want Harmonizing to have different options when you synchro with it. Time Star is really good because it makes OTKs really easy. Absolute, you have to play. Electromite's probably the main reason why I'm playing this deck still. This card is insane, probably should never come back, but here we are right now.
Yeah.
I think once Beyond the Pendulum comes out, that's just another card that increases the problem why this card's insane. Halki 5Rex is in here just to make early Appaloozas. Verte's in here for the FTK. Nightmare Unicorn's cuttable, but it's just a generic option you could play. You can play like Tornado Dragon if you want to pop double Iris more often.
The OG play, when Pendulum Magician first came out, you just play that and like Cypherame Lord Omega.
Yeah, there's no Dragoon, so you don't need to like play Gnister if you had that. Here's Selene. This card's basically just to turn Hulk into either Access or Appaloosa, and then, you know, these are your standard extra deck options. Access code is just pop 2 since you use Hulk and Selene for it. And then Appaloosa is just negates before you actually get the pen summon, which I think is cool. Are there any questions, I guess?
Why is this deck so expensive? No.
Is it expensive? I mean, taking the staples out, you can get most of this from the structure deck, and then you just add on. These are super rares. This is, you don't even have to play this one, but this one is.
I think it's more so the extra deck because there are some
extra deck. Yeah, extra deck's kind of cheap if you take out some of these.
Yeah, but if you can play them for other decks like Fibrax, Verde Anaconda, Unicorn, Appaloosa, Access Code.
I agree. I think I really like this deck. It needs more optimization for sure, but I do want to say that most people aren't playing the FTK, which I think they should be.
Yeah.
The FTK is like like I said, it's just a 1-card commitment in the main deck and 2 cards in the extra deck. It does not hurt to play the card, really,
Right.
to be honest.
Right. That's
It's
exactly what happened in
absolutely
2018 as well. Eventually, someone just like the standard build became it, and then they had to ban Starving Venom, and that's why we can't play that in combination with Electromite.
Starving Venom is quite the insane card. This card just every time you read it, it just gets better. I don't know. It's insane card.
I think the most insane part is that it was printed as a rare in the TCG.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It wasn't even hollow at all. It never became hollow or anything. But yeah, so we can go ahead and take a look at the replay.
So getting on to the replay here, I'll show you just quick and easy how it is. I opened the Instant Fusion so I don't have to send it off Verte this time. So I start off with Desires just to fill out the deck, draw 2. Harmonizing counts as 2 materials, basically, for 1 Starving Venom. So all you'll need is just 2 other Dark Pens, which I do. I just greed for it immediately.
Which
I don't want to give him a chance to play the game.
Yeah, and I guess Desire is that baits out Ash to see get that guaranteed search off Pendulum Call.
Yeah, exactly. Once I knew there wasn't any retaliation, I just went for it. Sphinx Starving Venom, number 1.
So
I Instant Fusioned here to get the Lyrilisk out. By then, he should have an idea what I'm going for. Starving Venom will copy that. Both of them will, and then since it's not once per turn, I'll just inflict 4k for each one. And that's how the FTK goes, usually.
20-second replay, basically. So ridiculous.
It's really stupid. This is how we used to do it in the TCG. We searched the Instant Fusion off of Darkworm's Gates.
Yeah.
But now that Verte exists, you just don't have to do that anymore.
Well, that's that. Hey, if you guys liked the video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. This is Sean and Eric with Ozone. We'll see you in the next one.